Holy cow, here we go again. And we almost had some snow just to make it seem like old time, good old time. Thank you everyone for coming out. I did want to say thanks to Jay. Your support and guidance has been incredible. I think that when we think about what makes Arlington so special, what makes Arlington this great progressive success story, whether it's the fact that we have more bike trails and more bike lanes and capital bike share stations popping up everywhere, it's the walkable communities, it's the fact that we are sustainable, that we have a community energy plan, all of these things that are real progressive success stories. Jay's hands are all over them, his fingerprints are all over them, and I think that that is the greatest testament to a legacy that will be very, very long-lived and that we all will be forever grateful to you for. Rosemary, that was really, really beautiful. I know it was hard to follow, Marlena. You did a very nice job, and I have to say that when I joined with some of my neighbors about 15 years ago, looking at how we could renovate this community center, this building that we're in, and how we could make it accessible, truly accessible, and add accessible restrooms, and began a conversation that was years in the making, but has come to fruition. If I had known then that the big payoff would be you being here tonight with me, it makes it all worth it. I do also want to thank, this is sort of like my Academy Award acceptance speech, and I do have some very, very important people, and there is, make no bones about it, this is only possible. I only find myself able to do this because of the immense support of so many of you. And I want to make sure to know, Peg Hogan, where are you? Peg, the team leader. The matron of Ashton Heights. Nady Green. Charlotte, and these are, I'm just going to go through this because these people are all here, they're all been wonderful to me. Charlene Bickford. Mike and Mary Hogan, that's tending the bar back there. Joan McDermott. Jane Bergen, wearing her t-shirt, proud I'm sure. She's always, there she is, she's always in that t-shirt. I hope you have 3 of them. Janet O'Neill, Patrick Hogan, B. Atkinson, Miriam Baludis, Joan Arsenal, Mimi Fitzgerald, Cynthia King, Pamela Stapleton, Marlena Schwartz, the other Marlena. Not to be confused, right, Marlena? I'd also like to thank our photographer, Lawrence Jackson. If anyone has any job opportunities for a just newly available former White House photographer. I'd also like to thank our host committee. Howie Bierman, he couldn't be here this evening, but he very generously helped to support this evening. Patrick Bogenberger and Patty Lewis, I know they're here. Mark and Nancy Buchholz, Paul Ferguson, thank you. Jay Fazette and Bob Rosen. Where's Bob? He got out of this?
London.
London! Chris Fornash, Natalie and Mike Hall, Erik and Annie Harrell, Paul Holland, Mary Hines, Inta and Derek Malice, Gabe and Dolores Rubalcava, Jane Siegel and Steve Sockwell. Thank you. Thank you for that. Wow. Marlena. Now I have to really thank you. Because that was a very special speech. And I know it came from your heart because you wrote it all yourself. And it actually inspired me. Because when I think about chasing dreams, what you wrote about, that really does get to the heart of what makes a fully enriched life and what makes a great community like this so wonderful. And I know it sounds a little cheesy, a little corny, but trust me, don't ever give up on your dreams. Don't ever stop chasing them. So yes, I'm here tonight chasing this dream for Arlington County Board, and I want to let you know that it's not just my dreams, it's our collective dreams for what is the future of Arlington. That's why I'm focused on the future, and I'm here tonight to ask for your support to be the Democratic nominee for Arlington County Board. The funny thing about chasing after your dreams is you're never quite sure what you're going to catch. Speaking of being the luckiest man alive, where's...
Relief, I just thought it'd be... Sorry, I didn't know you were...
Please give it up for my beautiful... incredibly supportive wife. Sweetie, would you ever have imagined 23 years ago when we met just across the river in Dr. Merchant's class at GW?
Rainforest ecology.
Rainforest ecology. That one day, we would be here living our dream. That we would be in our dream house, in a dream neighborhood, in this great, great, awesome community and place with 3 amazing girls. I don't know where Lindy ran off to. We've heard from her. Ava, I will say, has had, she's part of a play production, Encore Theater, so she couldn't be here this evening. But we got these 3 great girls, you know, and so we set down roots here. And I remember that when we decided to settle here and we bought our house, a fixer-upper here in Lyon Park, we were thinking, you know what, we're going to fix this up, we'll sell it. You know, you were right, Jay. I'm not sure back then, this was not a grand plan. We had dreams, but this was not a grand plan. We thought we're going to fix this up, we're going to sell it, we're going to make a bunch of money, and who knows where we'll go. We'll go somewhere else and find it. But why are we still here? Why are all of us? This is a transient kind of area. There are a lot of people that come and go. But and not a lot of people, there are some in this room who I know are born and raised here, but there are a lot of people who are not from here either. But we're all here now. And what is it about this community that makes us want to put roots down and stay here? I think about getting involved here in Lyon Park and realizing that there was a community of people who were working really, really hard, even though we didn't have kids yet, who are working really, really hard to make Long Branch a better school, who are working to get windows installed at TJ, who are working to get new playground equipment out here, not because for any of these things, because it was for them. They were doing it for the next generation, which happened to be us. We were the ones that had the kids that were coming up afterwards. I was inspired by that. When I first got involved here with the Lyon Park Citizens Association, there was a very supportive network that said, oh, you want to go to some meetings? Come on in, and let's go make our voices be heard with what's going on up in Clarendon. And what I think I've decided is that what you want to put down, we put our roots down here because it's easy to put roots down where you know you'll have the chance to grow. And that's what I think is so special about Arlington, so special about this neighborhood, and why we're here. So last year, I had the opportunity to learn a lot. I listened to, all across the county, I listened to the hopes and the dreams and the concerns of everyone. And one of the things that was most encouraging to me, what I learned, is that these bedrock progressive values are really universal throughout this county. Everybody wants us to be and is proud of the fact that we are a welcoming, diverse, inclusive, prosperous, sustainable, and healthy community. And those values don't change, and they shouldn't change. But I also learned that our solutions have to. What's worked for us in the past is not necessarily going to be what keeps working in the future. I'm a big believer as a businessman and other things that I've done in my life, and when I tell the kids to chase their dreams, there is no such thing as the status quo. You either innovate or you stagnate. And so what I want to do is I want to propose a few things that I want to work for you, some big ideas that I can work for on the county board that are innovative. And what is innovative? That's sometimes a term that people throw around. I think it's you're either doing things differently or you're doing different things. So here's a couple things, some big ideas that I think can honor the legacy of the generation of leaders that have come before us, but can also look ahead with fresh eyes at the challenges that we face. So I want to focus on the future with these innovative solutions. First and foremost, we've got to plan for our schools and our community. All right, the school capacity crisis, we have got to get out in front of that because it's holding us back from being able to address the broader spectrum of what's going on. We need to have a better use of and squeeze more out of the space that we have and out of the dollars that we have available. I'm talking about things like imagining that we could take a vacant office building and it could be a school on the lower floors with the senior center above. I also want to work on creating neighborhood scale missing middle housing. Thank you. Who heard of missing middle before last year? Who knows it now? That's right. That's exciting. It's exciting to be involved in a community where you can introduce ideas and talk about the notion that the model of development that we've seen for so long of only having very high density redevelopment in our corridors and then watching single family homes be torn down like that, like things have to stay that way. They don't have to only be that way. There is an opportunity along our transportation corridors, thinking of like Lee Highway, Glebe Road, Washington Boulevard, places where right now you see used car lots and these small little weird triangle parcels that developers aren't doing anything with. They can be neighborhood scale types of housing that create walkable communities that are affordable to young families starting out and also to seniors that want to age in the community and everyone in between. It's called Missing Middle. We can get it done. I think it's absolutely important and it's critical to know that the dream that Renee and I have chased in this community and that I want my daughters to be able to chase, we have got to keep Arlington affordable. This cannot be a community that is only for the very wealthy and then for those at the very bottom of the ladder. This has to be a community that has across the economic spectrum. We can do that by expanding the job base, by being innovative in how we spur not only startup companies here, but attracting other companies. The great thing about our model here in Arlington is we make this great place where employees want to be. The employees are here, this great talent of an employment pool. It brings the employers, they fill up our office buildings, they pay the taxes that make the whole thing go around. We can continue to build on that and continue to work on that. Also, taxes. We have got to be fiscally responsible. All of our success, it yields rising property values, but that is not a blank check for frivolous spending. As a business owner, I know this, and I will make sure that every dollar counts. All right, so let's talk about the elephant across the river. Or, in this case, maybe it's the horse's ass. I would not have imagined that I would ever have to think about or worry that our daughters have anything less than wide open opportunities to chase their dreams. But we have seen now that we cannot take for granted that we live in a community that values everyone. And we've got to make sure that the rights and all of the progress that we've made in environmental protection, immigrant rights, LGBTQ, the rights of even the disabled to be treated with dignity, we cannot ever take that for granted, and I think we know that now. And I'm asking you tonight to stand with me if you want to make sure that Arlington, that we resist and we persist, and that we make sure that we will always be the shining example of progressive values put into action. If you believe that Arlington should be a welcoming community where the police serve all people, regardless of their citizenship or immigration status, then I'm asking you to stand with me tonight. If you believe that diversity knits the fabric of our community together and makes everyone stronger, I need you to be with me tonight. That prosperity is a shared goal where everyone can win, I need you to be with me tonight. And if you believe sustainability is not just a slogan or junk science, it's actually a value that you live by every day, and when you make the investment, it pays off in the long run. If you believe that, I need you to be with me tonight. I can have 20 of these, but I got one more. If you believe that a healthy community is one where everyone is safe and secure, and where we have access to nature and a welcoming community, I need you to stand with me tonight. So in closing, I'm running to make sure that Arlington remains and continues to be the progressive success story that we have been and that we can continue to be. And I hope that you will join me and you'll support me for Arlington County Board. Thank you very much.